Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Backlash. We are live here in France, and what a way we have to kick off this Backlash Premium Live event than Solo Sikoa versus Jacob Fatu in an ambulance match. This match all came to about recently with I guess you could say over a month ago, essentially right after the leading out of WrestleMania into Monday Night Raw after the WWE draft that we briefly had. Well, essentially, it turned into Solo Sikoa just the frustration of losing at WrestleMania to Randy Orton, then losing again the night after WrestleMania on Monday Night Raw. He snapped, and certainly it turns into jealousy with what Solo Sikoa did ultimately, because he was expecting Jacob Fatu to help him out. He was there at ringside, but he feels like Jacob Fatu didn't really help him too much. And then also he feels like Jacob Fatu, ever since he joined, he's got more publicity than Solo Sikoa, a part of the MFTs. And Solo didn't appreciate that whatsoever. So he ended up kicking Jacob Fatu out of the group, and then there would be a brawl that would ensue. Now, leading to this ambulance match, both of these men have talked bad about each other, but now we're on to this really big matchup here that I'm really looking forward to. I mean, certainly Solo Sikoa, he's had big matches, probably bigger matches than Jacob Fatu, at least early on in Solo Sikoa's career. He's been here for a couple years now compared to Jacob Fatu, who's only been here for maybe over a year or so. So certainly Solo Sikoa is more experienced at the end of the day, but it doesn't mean that the Samoan Werewolf isn't going to be more of a badass. And that's what Solo Sikoa is saying. It really is that jealousy that Solo has over Jacob Fatu due to all the fan support, quote unquote, that Jacob Fatu was getting a part of that new bloodline. But here tonight is a great match to kick us off here, a part of Backlash. It's going to be very brutal, ladies and gentlemen, from top to bottom. We have rivalries. We have John Cena. Could The Rock retire John Cena tonight? Will John Cena win the Intercontinental Championship against Sheamus? Or will Sheamus beat John Cena to retain it? There's just so much going on tonight, especially tonight. In your main event for the World Heavyweight Championship, Mark Henry defends his World Heavyweight Championship against the megastar L.A. Knight. This is the first real WWE Championship / World Championship opportunity for LA Knight. Mark Henry has had a couple title defenses on the way ever since winning it at WrestleMania. He has defeated Brock Lesnar on Monday Night Raw. He's had some heck of a match. It's only one title defense, I should say, but tonight will be his second. But certainly he has been dealing with a lot, especially with the Vision. Mark Henry did use the ropes recently on Monday Night Raw to defeat Seth Rollins in a non-title matchup. So, certainly the Vision have their eyes set on Mark Henry.
The following contest is an ambulance match. There are no pinfalls, submissions, disqualifications, or countouts. The only way to win is for a superstar to force their opponent into the ambulance by any means necessary. After closing both doors, the remaining superstar will be declared the winner. Now, let the match begin.
As here we go, Solo Sikoa versus Jacob Fatu in an ambulance match. The matchup is officially started, and Solo Sikoa kicking it off fast with that brutal uppercut early on here. There is no rules in this matchup, as our lovely referee did announce that, so certainly he knows how brutal this match is. Everyone here in Backlash knows how it is. I know how it is. We've seen a handful of ambulance matches here in Universe Mode recently there in NXT, with a big-time matchup between the family of Tony D'Angelo and Channing Stacks Lorenzo. Tony D'Angelo ends up winning that matchup, but certainly we've seen it on the main roster as well, but only a handful of times we've really seen it here. There's going to be a lot of back and forth in this matchup as both men know each other. Solo Sikoa, the flying headbutt, takes down his blood, taking down Jacob Fatu. And certainly Solo Sikoa, he's had big matches in his career, ladies and gentlemen, from the likes of, Randy Orton, Brock Lesnar, John Cena. He's had matches throughout the years, big time wins as well. And certainly he's gotten down to the nitty-gritty in the terms of the Royal Rumbles, and he's come up a bit short at times as well. So certainly for Solo Sikoa, he's on the brisk, you could say, of becoming world champion or WWE champion here. He's just got to be able to finish, essentially, at the end of the day. And look at those hard strikes from Solo. But Jacob Fatu, he ain't backing down. And look at Solo, he's like, do it again. And Jacob ain't backing down. Neither man is backing down here in this matchup. We knew this matchup was going to be bloody. We knew this matchup was going to be very physical. Nothing to lose in this matchup. Big haymaker, and look at Solo again taunting Jacob Fatu as they go back and forth here. Oh, but Solo Sikoa is like, no, I'm not taking these strikes any longer. I'm done with that, and connect with that super kick. As you see Solo just opening up the back doors. He believes this is going to be it, which I don't believe it just yet. Solo's got to do a little bit more damage to put away Jacob Fatu, pardon me. And once again, I do apologize for being sick, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously nothing I can do about it, but trying to get through the rest of these pay-per-views and Monday Night Raws, NXTs, and SmackDowns before we get into the new 2026 video game here. There's now Solo Sikoa looking to possibly in this matchup early on here, looking to eliminate Jacob Fatu. And look at Jacob, he's like, heck no, you're not gonna beat me here. Solo doesn't know where he's at. He's about to know where he's at, but as he gets thrown all the way to the back of the ambulance here, Solo trying to fight now. Will Jacob be able to smash that door? No, just too early. These guys got to do more damage to each other. Yeah, they can fight and claw at that door, but it's just not going to do it really, I feel. Because now Solo tosses Jacob now. And we'll see if Solo wants to try to close the door on Jacob Fatu, and he at least will attempt to. Will this be enough? Jacob fighting and scratching and clawing right on that door. Oh, nice. Just bouncing that door right off the head of Solo Sikoa. Back and forth we go, and look at Jacob. He's going to go back inside the ring, and look at the springboard elbow. Springboard elbow, but it looks like he didn't really get all of it, unfortunately. I thought, honestly, he lined it up quite well. Is now Solo going to go high risk, high reward situation. Jacob Fatu watches and lets Solo try to hit that wildly, but did not go out in his favor. Now this is where both of them have to use the ring, or maybe the outside of the ring, maybe to their advantage, instead of just trying to beat each other and just tossing each other in the back of the ambulance. You got to inflict some more pain. And talking about pain, Samoan spike there to Jacob Fatu. That's what I'm talking about. That's what Solo and Jacob Fatu got to do to each other. Those big time maneuvers, probably those knockout blows essentially, to put each other away tonight. Is now Fatu trying to slip out of it. He does. And now Fatu, pile driver right outside the ambulance. That's essentially almost a knockout blow there. Trying to impale his former bloodline brother in this group. And Jacob Fatu doing a little dance outside the door, but it's going to cost him. And now here comes Solo Sikoa. But Jacob Fatu not having it as well. Back and forth we go, and look at that decapitating clothesline, turning Solo Sikoa into another dimension there. And now Fatu going to look to go to work here. Going to look to maybe toss Solo Sikoa into that ambulance here. But no, Solo Sikoa ain't going to allow that. Big reversal from Jacob as well. Back and forth we go, though. And this is what is expected in this matchup. As down goes Solo. Jacob Fatu going to look to take him down here. Can he close the first part of that door? Jacob Fatu. Can he do it? No. Solo Sikoa still has a lot left in the tank here. And now here comes Solo. What is he thinking about? Once again, oh goodness, another big toss. Eventually those tosses are going to add up eventually, but like I said, I think I think getting these guys back inside the ring, it would probably inflict some more damage. You got to get some weapons involved. You got to, use the environment as well. Wait a minute. Solo Sikoa, can he close that second door? Solo Sikoa might be able to do it. And very close. Very close, but Jacob Fatu was able to stand up and use all that power to his advantage to get that door open. As now Solo looking for a scoop slam, but able to slip out of it was Fatu. Look at Jacob Fatu. Going to use the apron to his advantage, I believe. Yes, it is. A big cut on the nose there. That honestly might be a broken nose, ladies and gentlemen. As hold on, Jacob Fatu is on top of the ambulance. Oh, but he's not going to use it to his advantage. If I was him, maybe you use it and see if Solo wants to come up there as another pile driver. The second one in this match, spiking Solo Sikoa, and that honestly might be enough to put down Solo. Now Solo in a bad position, in a very bad predicament here. But again, Solo able to survive momentarily, misses the clothesline, and now Fatu with a DDT. Also a DDT facebuster of sorts. And you could really feel the momentum going in the favor of the Samoan Werewolf, ladies and gentlemen. And Solo is in trouble. Now Jacob Fatu trying to close the first door on Solo Sikoa. Can he do it? Yes, he does. He's got the first one. Can he get the second one? Solo's trying to. He's trying to stir up to his feet, just like Fatu did just moments ago to survive, and he does. Just barely, though. And the matchup will continue. Now Solo with a running power slam. That's what Solo needs to do. Use the outside to his advantage before trying to get the big man in there. Good back and forth matchup so far, ladies and gentlemen. This is the type of match we knew was going to be brutal from top to bottom. And, talking about matches that are going to be brutal tonight, I mean, especially that Sheamus-John Cena matchup for the Intercontinental Championship. We thought John Cena was done at WrestleMania. He was not done. The Rock picks the first match for him as Fatu with a spear that turns Solo Sikoa inside out. And now Fatu, nope, big time takedown there from Solo Sikoa. As now Solo Sikoa, he just threw him over the top. Hard landing. Down goes Jacob, and Solo Sikoa changing the trajectory of this match on a heartbeat. That honestly might be the killer blow that Solo Sikoa needed, tossing him over the top rope like a cruiserweight. As now Solo gonna toss Fatu into the back. This, quite honestly, could be it, ladies and gentlemen, as Jacob Fatu is trying to survive. The first one's done, and the second one very well might be all she wrote. I don't think Fatu survives that closing of that ambulance, or at least being thrown over the top rope. I just don't think Fatu does it. No, he does. Man, this Samoan Werewolf is a whole different animal, ladies and gentlemen. Oh no, Samoan Spike a second time in this match. Now, I mean, we've seen some brutal matches, some spikes, a little bit of everything in this matchup, but certainly, ladies and gentlemen, that second spike had to be the cherry on top of the sundae, and that will be all she wrote, I believe, as Solo Sikoa is going to defeat. No, he's not. Never mind. I honestly thought that Samoan Spike was going to be all she wrote, as a DDT / neck breaker of sorts, impaling Solo Sikoa. I guess at the end of the day, I don't know what's right and what's wrong, apparently, as now Jacob Fatu power bombs him. Oh my goodness. Did you see the whiplash on that, ladies and gentlemen? As now Jacob Fatu trying to end this matchup. Can Solo dig down deep in this match? Towards the end of this matchup, can Solo get out of it, just like Fatu did it? Or will Fatu be the better man at the end of this matchup? Jacob Fatu, no, Solo gets out of it. Yeah, I don't know how much more both of these guys can withstand in this match. Look at this. Oh, goodness. Being headbutted in the middle of your back like that. That ain't the best feeling, I'm sure. And oh no, these unprotected punches to the face of Jacob Fatu. Surprised he hasn't gotten busted open, especially with those strikes. And Solo now going to do everything in his favor. He's working on the limbs, he's working on the face, the hands, everything in between to try to keep the Samoan werewolf down here. And now a spinning Solo outside the ring here. And now Solo looking to finish this matchup. If he connects, this is probably going to be it. Solo with a Samoan spike again. The third time in this matchup. And with that being said, Solo Sikoa, no! Solo Sikoa not able to throw Fatu. Fatu able to slip out of it momentarily. Both men are definitely sweating pretty good, you get a feel. And maybe Fatu might be able to steal victory here. Fatu. Can he close the first door? He does. Can he close the second one? The second one that is on display. Can he somehow dig down deep? No, he cannot. Back and forth we go. One heck of a matchup as a jumping headbutt there to Solo. Who really wants it more is the thing right now. Both men do not want to get locked in the back of that ambulance. It's just about who wants this more. Look at that. Strength and power of Jacob Fatu to be able to power him up like that. All hell has broken loose as now Jacob Fatu. What is he thinking about doing? Is he looking at high risk here? Possibly. Oh, yes, he is. High risk, high reward this late in the stages of this matchup. Swanton bomb! Swanton bomb on the middle of that back to Solo Sikoa. And now Fatu going to look for maybe a power bomb. Oh, no. Solo Sikoa, he knew exactly what was about to happen. He got power bombed earlier on, and Solo was smart about it. He felt he was in a bad way, and now he's able to get the momentum here briefly. And now Solo tosses Jacob Fatu in the back. Here we go. Is this going to be enough for Solo to walk out victorious? Solo can feel it. Can he close the door? Will Solo Sikoa do it? Yes, he does. Solo Sikoa has closed the door on Jacob Fatu. One hell of a match, ladies and gentlemen. I thought that Swanton bomb was going to be all that was needed in this matchup, but it was not. And luckily Solo was able to get out of that powerbomb predicament, or I think that could have been all she wrote. But then Solo Sikoa turned the tables in this matchup and walked out victorious here tonight, live at Backlash. Let's look at this. Bam! Brainbuster to the outside. And then we'd see Solo eventually hit a Samoan spike, one of his many Samoan spikes here tonight. But this right here, I believe, is the Swanton bomb he hits. Bam! And then Solo would be able to eventually get out of it and be able to throw Fatu into the back of the ambulance. And that gives Solo Sikoa, the leader of the MFTs, the win to begin Backlash.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the undisputed WWE Championship.
It is now time for the WWE Championship, as it will be Damian Priest making his way down to the ring. He is the Punisher of Friday Night SmackDown, and he will now look to hold his first major championship. That is a WWE Championship or a World Championship. This man has won some championships here in Universe Mode, but will look to add the World, or I should say the WWE Championship, first major championship of his whole entire career. And that's saying something. He's capable of doing it, but he's going to have to go through a rival to get it done. He's going to have to knock off Finn Balor. And certainly for Damian Priest, he cannot get too frustrated in this matchup, ladies and gentlemen. He just can't at times. In the terms of, obviously this is a blood feud. In the terms of, obviously these guys were former partners of the Judgment Day. Finn Balor and Damian Priest were the first two guys of this Judgment Day group. For years and years, they were back and forth on the Judgment Day, leading to good times and bad times. But ultimately, one day Finn Balor decided to get rid of Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley and replace them with other superstars. And obviously they go back and forth for a little bit, and then they would go obviously different matches in different ways, and Finn Balor would go on to win the WWE Championship and so on and so forth. But Damian Priest won a triple threat number one contenders matchup to get himself this opportunity. So you can't count out Damian Priest. This is going to be a big-time matchup as Finn Balor, there he is, the WWE Champion, being accompanied down to the ring by the big head of JD McDonough. Very curious to see how this is going to pan out, ladies and gentlemen. Big-time moment for Finn Balor. A big-time title defense coming out of WrestleMania. First title defense. A lot of pressure, but certainly Finn Balor probably doesn't feel the pressure, I would say, because he's got Judgment Day members. And especially here at ringside that he's going to have, I mean, it's going to go in the favor of Finn Balor and company. Another thing, though, for Finn Balor has to get ready for is a possible cash-in tonight. CM Punk and Balor have been going back and forth for weeks now. After Punk has won that Money in the Bank briefcase there on SmackDown. The chances of a cash-in, it is probable, but I don't know if Punk is ballsy enough for him to cash in tonight here at Backlash with obviously you got McDonough here at ringside, but do you try to? I mean, it's risky. Obviously any cash-in is risky, but it's very risky.
Introducing the challenger from New York City, weighing in at 249 pounds, Damian Priest. And his opponent from Bray, County Wicklow, Ireland, weighing in at 190 pounds, the undisputed WWE Champion, Finn Balor.
And it looks like both men are ready. Is Damian Priest going to be able to win his first ever main championship here in WWE? Or will Finn Balor retain here tonight? It's the first championship of the night, pardon me. It is going to be a chaotic matchup, and I'm very curious to see how this is going to pan out here. Jessica Carr rings the bell. Here we go. This match is going to be brutal. We've seen back and forth for weeks now, and even before that, the rivalry that ensued after Finn Balor kicked out Priest and Rhea Ripley. We'd see those guys have a match at Bad Blood, and then obviously it would kind of tone down for a number of months before obviously renewing now here live tonight. As Finn Balor looking to decapitate Mr. Priest as much as possible. And now, wait a minute, Balor looking for a springboard type of maneuver, I suppose, possibly. As now springboard, drop kick, takes down Priest, middle of the ring. Priest is in trouble. As soon as I say that, Priest uses his long legs to push Balor away. It's going to be a lot of back and forth in this matchup, ladies and gentlemen. Key factor at ringside with JD McDonough. Anything is possible here tonight. Balor from behind, just trying to slow down Priest as much as possible, but now Priest able to flip it, and now he is going to try to muster up a little bit of damage here on the ribs of Finn Balor here. Oh, wait a minute, roll through. Oh, but referee calling it right down the middle. There is a rope break. Perfectly called there. It's a big haymaker there, and oh, goodness. We've seen Priest hit those before. And we know both of these men are not 100%, ladies and gentlemen, after that big-time main event we had on Friday Night SmackDown that we saw CM Punk picking up the win over Finn Balor. It was a tag team match with CM Punk, Damian Priest taking on Finn Balor and Dominic Mysterio. We would see CM Punk get the pinfall victory over Finn Balor in that matchup. As what a stomp there from the WWE Champion. But it was a hard-hitting matchup that the Judgment Day very well could have walked out victorious. They just didn't last night live there at SmackDown. As now Finn Balor, looking for a big-time axe handle, takes down the big man Damian Priest. And especially for Finn Balor, what do you got to do to keep the big man down? And certainly that big elbow will help you out. Poke of the leg. 2. 2.5. Finn Balor scratching and clawing, trying to keep the big man down as much as possible. As Finn Balor with a coup de grace. The coup de grace as a kendo stick is involved. I don't even think he needs it. Pinfall. 2. No, 2.5. That big coup de grace out of nowhere, the big stomp. Right there in the midsection. And Balor misses wildly. And now this might open for Damian Priest to get back in this matchup. As look at these kicks into the big forearm strike. And now referee Jessica Carr finally getting to that top turnbuckle as Damian Priest looking for something. Didn't work out in his favor. And now here comes Finn Balor with those wild strikes. This is all for the WWE Championship, ladies and gentlemen. Who walks out of France here tonight as your WWE Champion? Do we see a retainment, or do we see a new WWE Champion? Big elbow strike there stuns Damian Priest. As Priest, look at these strikes, back and forth you go. You do not want to get in a striking match with the big man Damian Priest, as Priest put the straps down and he is ready to end this matchup. Looking for a choke slam possibly. No, Priest off the ropes. Just getting a little jog in a big time clothesline. Turns Balor inside out into the pinfall. Referee is in position. 2. No, 2.5. Big kick out there. And Priest taking it all in here right now, but you do not want to give Finn Balor too much time to recuperate as a South of Heaven chokeslam to Finn Balor. Pinfall. Is this enough? 2. No, it is not. 2.5. Damian Priest so close to becoming WWE Champion, you could literally taste it. There's a big... Oh, missed the spear wildly. I think Finn Balor was a little bit out of the range of the spear, apparently. As now Priest looking to bring Finn Balor back inside the ring. Simple but effective there from Priest. And now might be looking for a pinfall. No, he will not. And he's just going to inflict in some more pain. Why not? It looked like it was a submission hold. Referee called the rope break. And now Damian Priest looking to go high risk. Balor rolled out the ring, and it was a bad idea no matter what, because he gets hit with a flying cross body. Look at Priest just stomping away there on the WWE Champion. And now you're feeling Priest. He's getting all this momentum right now. He's got to be able to finish right now. Can he become the new WWE Champion? Certainly Finn Balor. It would suck for Finn Balor to win on the biggest stage of them all, of WrestleMania, to become WWE Champion, just to lose to Damian Priest at Backlash in your first defense. And no offense to Damian Priest when we say that, ladies and gentlemen. It's just losing in a first-time defense. I mean, it's any given night, ladies and gentlemen, but it'd be very unfortunate for Finn Balor to lose like that. As Finn Balor back inside the ring looking to put Damian Priest away. But no, Priest ain't going down without a fight. Scratching and clawing. Misses the big boot wildly. And now, wait a minute. Priest has him up for a South of Heaven choke slam. The second one in this match. Is this enough? 1, 2, 3. Damian Priest has done it. We have ourselves a new WWE Champion. And his name is Damian Priest. We knew these guys were going to put on a clinic, but I'm surprised in the terms of JD McDonough was here at ringside, and I mean, you got to put it to Finn Balor focusing on CM Punk too much. the last couple weeks. He's been focused on CM Punk too much, and he has not really set his sights on Damian Priest, and it comes to a head tonight. And you, like I said, you hate to see one-time title defense type of thing, but Priest worked his ass off to earn himself this opportunity, and it comes back to bite Finn Balor because he focused on CM Punk too much. And at the end of this matchup, we get to say we have ourselves a new WWE champion. Look at that, a flying crossbody turns Finn Balor inside out. Both men missing wildly into Damian Priest with a South of Heaven chokeslam for the second time in this matchup, leads to a new WWE champion. I'm in shock. Damian Priest earned it tonight. Finn Balor, like I said, has put too much time and effort on CM Punk instead of focusing on Damian Priest, and that is what happens when that happens, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations to the Punisher, Damian Priest. Finn, I knew you weren't going to be WWE champion for long, but my expectations were a little bit higher than you just already losing your WWE championship. But give credit to Damian Priest. You put too much of your attention on me instead of Priest, and that's what happens, and you lost the WWE championship tonight. And luckily for you, this won't be the last time you see me. So how about this? I have Nick Aldis right next to me. We can have this matchup official for Saturday night's main event. CM Punk, Finn Balor. What do you say, Nick? I do agree with you on a couple things there, Punk. I do agree that Finn Balor and CM Punk is a very good match for Saturday night's main event. So I will make sure that's made up and made official for Saturday night's main event, as well as I do agree Finn Balor put too much of his time in looking at you instead of Damian Priest, and that cost him here tonight. So I will make that matchup official for Saturday night's main event.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the WWE Intercontinental Championship.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the Intercontinental Championship to be defended, as John Cena is here, and he's challenging for the Intercontinental Championship. And as you can tell, it looks like he's brought his old self back. It is John Cena. He does still have his same attire, his hat, his shirt, his jorts and everything, but John Cena is back. But for how long is the question, ladies and gentlemen? Could he retire tonight? Could The Rock, depending on what happens tonight, could you imagine John Cena wins the Intercontinental Championship and then Rock comes out here and ruins the festivities? We don't even know if The Rock is here, but I'm just saying in general, imagine if The Rock was that much of an a-hole that he would just ruin this matchup like that. Or I guess ruin John Cena's career even more. John Cena showed up on Friday Night SmackDown recently after Sheamus retained his Intercontinental Championship over Shawn Spears. John Cena would come out and let Sheamus know that Intercontinental Championship is coming his way. And John Cena, though, did tell everybody, hey, I didn't ask for this championship match. The Rock is the one that is putting me in this matchup. But any match, any appearance could very well be my last. So John Cena is going to do his best with what he has here tonight. Question is, can he put on a show against Sheamus tonight and become the new Intercontinental Champion? It's a big time moment here for Sheamus and John Cena. Obviously, Sheamus wants to retain his Intercontinental Championship and obviously knock off John Cena. I'm sure John Cena obviously wants to become, Intercontinental Champion, even though he wasn't planning on it. But certainly, he's got to show that not only to The Rock, but everyone in the WWE Universe that he can still go. Because obviously Cena He was expecting to be done. He wanted to be done at WrestleMania, and The Rock said, nope, that's not going to happen. So now John Cena's career continues, but the question is, when exactly will that be? When will be the ending date to John Cena's WWE career? Time is going to tell, but could he add another championship to his repertoire, and that being his Intercontinental Championship?
Introducing the challenger from West Newbury, Massachusetts, weighing in at 251 pounds, John Cena. And his opponent from Dublin, Ireland, weighing in at 267 pounds, the WWE Intercontinental Champion, the Celtic Warrior, Sheamus.
Sheamus looks like he's stoked. He is ready for this matchup, and certainly probably a little frustration for Sheamus coming into this last month. You know, after that announcement was made, he would have a non-title match with Shawn Spears. Spears would catch him off guard, defeat him, and then a couple weeks later would have to defend his Intercontinental Championship, and he would defeat Shawn Spears very narrowly. So now tonight, Sheamus has to put on a clinic with John Cena. Referee rings the bell. Here we go. Big time moment for both men. It is put up or shut up time tonight here in France. And look at Sheamus starting off early with this brutality. You kind of have to against John Cena. John Cena, known for being Big Match John, would come out in those big scenarios where he would really dig down deep and really be a different person and walk out victorious. Obviously, John Cena is a whole different person than he was years and years ago, probably over a decade ago. So this John Cena, he's got to scratch and claw even harder in these type of matches. So wait a minute, John Cena, is he already looking for an attitude adjustment? He's telling Sheamus to get up to his feet, but Cena maybe trying to catch Sheamus off guard, maybe trying to see how Sheamus would react to that. There's a big elbow there from Sheamus, a big strike, and now looking to bring the fight to John Cena. Oh, that is a stiff neck breaker there to Cena. We do have a great night ahead of you guys tonight, including that big main event. Mark Henry defends his World Heavyweight Championship against the megastar L.A. Knight, as well as the other women. The Women's Intercontinental Championship will be defended as Liv Morgan defends her Women's Intercontinental Championship against AJ Lee. And in that match, I can tell you right here, right now, in that matchup, CM Punk will be in the corner of his wife AJ Lee, and Dirty Dominic Mysterio will be in the corner of Liv Morgan. So certainly a lot is going to be happening in that matchup. And if you're just tuning in right now, we've already had a new champion. Finn Balor has lost his WWE Championship to Damian Priest. And of course, we shifted it backstage and we saw CM Punk happened to be the first man that we caught up to, and he kind of rubbed it in and said, hey, you focused more on me than Damian Priest, and that's what cost you. And now Nick Aldis has made a match between CM Punk and Finn Balor live there at Saturday night's main event. I cannot wait for that. Maneuver as a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker there from Sheamus. Is that enough to retain the IC Championship tonight? No. Big kick out at 2. Big elbow drop right to the chest of John Cena. Back to back again, and just a third one just to be sure. And Sheamus setting up John Cena. Bro kick, no, he's going to go for a clothesline. A lot of times when he starts beating on his chest like that, usually he sets up for a bro kick, but I think Sheamus is kind of waiting for that for right opportune time, and Cena trying to stay on the apron as much as possible. As now here comes Cena. Cena with a big time slam. And we'll see if that will lead to any offensive maneuvers here for John Cena. Been a slowly but surely back and forth matchup between both of these men. Nice crossbody there from Big Match John Cena. Can John Cena win the Intercontinental Championship tonight? And I wonder what Cena feels about watching Finn Balor lose that WWE Championship that John Cena held for a good couple months. Just for Finn Balor to end up losing it at Backlash. But certainly he's not worried about that per se. He's obviously just worried about taking on Sheamus, and you know, this matchup very well could be his last, as Sheamus, quite narrowly defeating John Cena, but Cena kicks out. This big match, John Cena for you, ladies and gentlemen, as now Sheamus looking for the Celtic Cross, but Cena, right place, right time, got out of it, and now going to go for the pinfall, referee in position, but just a 1 count. This is where Cena's got to start kind of pulling out some big-time maneuvers of his own. It's a nice arm drag takedown there of Sheamus. Cena's going to start hitting some attitude adjustments or, you know, something like that, just to really try to get back in this matchup. Nice cutter there from Cena. I don't think I've ever seen a cutter like that from Cena. If I have, I don't remember, but, you know, usually Cena isn't pulling out cutters like that, as Sheamus rolls right out of it, and here comes Sheamus with those devastating strikes, and now Sheamus with a big-time powerbomb. John Cena is in trouble right now. So of course, as soon as I say that, he has Sheamus in position for something here, but still, I mean, I don't know how much more John Cena can take. So, both men looking to get in a striking battle towards the later stages of this matchup. If you're John Cena, you probably don't want to get in a striking battle with the Celtic Warrior, but he's going to do it anyway. Back and forth we go for the Intercontinental Championship. Big time strikes, and now Sheamus going to look to capitalize, looking for the Celtic Cross to Cena. Down goes Cena. Into the pinfall. Is that enough to retain? Is it? No, Cena kicks out at 2. Very, very close. And now Sheamus again in distraught. He's going to go for the pinfall one more time, just to be sure, but just a 1 count the second time. And now Cena from behind picks up Sheamus. Oh, wait a minute. Going to try to go for the attitude adjustment. Didn't work out. And now Sheamus is going to make him pay. Sheamus with a big-time neck breaker. Absolutely vicious. John Cena is nowhere to be found as he gets hit with a big-time scoop slam. That might be it. Cena doesn't know where he's at. And that's it. Sheamus retains the Intercontinental Championship. Big losses recently from John Cena. Losing at Wrestlemania, his WWE Championship. Losing in an Intercontinental Championship match to Sheamus. And John Cena, just the struggles continue for this man. And it really doesn't feel like he has too much. I mean, he had an attitude adjustment in position. Sheamus was easily able to get out of it. And Sheamus was the better man tonight. Sheamus retaining the Intercontinental Championship. As look at that, bam, pump up cutter. Very innovative. Back and forth we go, but the strikes, you just don't get in a striking battle. And then Sheamus turned it into a Celtic Cross. Bam. But Cena still stayed in it. Cena right here. Attitude adjustment time. Nope. Sheamus slips out of it. And now going to drop him on his head and neck area right there. And essentially would hit a simple slam. And John Cena was done and out of it. Big win for Sheamus, ladies and gentlemen. A must-win situation. And Sheamus proved at the end of the night, he is better than John Cena. And now it is time for the World Tag Team Championships to be defended, as it is the Vision taking on the Dudley Boys in tag team action. The Vision had to win a tag team match the first time around, and then had to go on the go-home show of Monday Night Raw recently to earn the opportunity overall to become the official #1 contenders. Now that they are, they take on the Dudley Boys, who ever since becoming the World Tag Team Champions, they've been pretty dominant for the most part. And especially the last time we saw the Dudley Boys was live there at WrestleMania when they defended those tag team championships against the New Age Outlaws and retained it in a table elimination matchup. Now, tonight, It is a tag team championship match where it's a normal tag team match. The Dudley Boys, who have done quite well, get to show how damn good they are. And we all thought maybe the New Age Outlaws were going to be the next Dudley Boys in the terms of kind of the next dominance in the tag team division, but the Dudley Boys took that away from them right away. And we'll see how the Dudley Boys fare, because I mean, essentially, they've run through the tag team divisions that they were part of, and now obviously there was a new WWE draft last month, pardon me, and now the Dudley Boys have new competition in Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. Now, will the Dudley Boys put them down like any other tag team that they faced? It's quite possible, but it sure as hell will not be easy. Two guys that have accomplished a lot in their careers so far will have to deal with the WWE Hall of Famers, the Dudley Boys.
The following contest is a tag team match set for one fall and is for the World Tag Team Championship. Introducing the challengers at a combined weight of 560 pounds. The team of Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. And their opponents at a combined weight of 603 pounds. The World Tag Team Champions, Bubba Ray and Devon, the Dudley Boys.
As here we go. It is for the World Tag Team Championships. So it looks like we're going to start off with Braun Breaker and Devon Dudley. Referee rings the bell. Here we go. I'm very curious to see how Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker can deal with these two, with it being Devon Dudley and Bubba Ray, just in the terms of, you have a WWE Hall of Famers, two WWE Hall of Famers that are very good in the middle of that ring, and they've been in this business for so long. They've faced so many good tag teams throughout the years. And then you guys got Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed that, haven't necessarily tagged too long. And that for Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker, their sights in the tag team division aren't necessarily their main goals. They want to be WWE champion, world champion. They don't necessarily plan on keeping themselves in the World Tag Team division, as Breaker with a nice reverse World's Strongest Slam there to Bubba Ray. But holding championships early is going to be a big, major thing early to show their dominance early in this vision, this whole vision that Seth Rollins and the Oracle Paul Heyman have. And later on tonight, the vision will continue to look to challenge for the championships tonight, as they will be challenging for the United States Championship against Randy Orton. Logan Paul, Randy Orton, big time matchup later on tonight. And certainly the Vision is going to have their sights set on that World Heavyweight Championship later on tonight in the main event, where you see Mark Henry defending the World Heavyweight Championship against LA Knight. And certainly Seth Rollins isn't too happy about how he lost on Monday Night Raw, losing to Mark Henry via you can call it cheating, whatever you want to call it, but Mark Henry using the ropes to his advantage as a assisted powerbomb there, folds Bronson Reed like an accordion. That is a great tandem maneuver there from the WWE Hall of Famers there. Certainly we're only about maybe halfway through tonight, almost halfway through tonight, so certainly there's a lot still to come, a lot more championship matches as we build up through Backlash tonight and Saturday night's main event next week. And we've now added CM Punk and Finn Balor for Saturday night's main event. We've already got ourselves a stacked card for Saturday night's main event, and we're already adding championship matches, plus another rivalry that continues. So really looking forward to seeing how Saturday night's main event will be looking. So at the corner we go. Let's see what Bubba Ray wants to do. Does get himself a tag to Devon. Big scoop slam. And now, this is vintage Dudley boys. Bam! Double headbutt right to each breast there of Bronson Reed. But Reed right back up to his feet and will now look to capitalize. A bad position to be if you're Devon Dudley. Bronson Reed. Oh, he's going to get the tag. I thought maybe, just maybe, he's going to try to go for a suplex. But now both men watching on as, oh, goodness. He caught himself on the rope. He was going after Bronson Reed. Did not work out in his favor. And now Braun Breaker will look to capitalize. What a slam. What a slam there from the former WWE champion. Breaker going to look to add another tag team championship to his repertoire. He was a former tag team champion on Monday Night Raw at one time. And now will look to become the world tag team champion. The first time was part of D-Generation X. Now this time it would be a part of the Vision if that happens to work out in his favor. Now Breaker, big haymaker to Devon, but Devon took that like a champ. Breaker going to make him pay with a front slam. You can feel Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker, they're kind of just still playing around with Bubba Ray and Devon. Really feeling them out, kind of see where their heads are in this type of matchup. As now, this ain't good. Here comes the World Tag Team Champions as Bubba Ray spikes Bronson Reed on the hardest part of the apron. Definitely not the best feeling in the world as Bubba Ray sets his sights on Braun Breaker. This ain't good. And now Bubba Ray, 2-for-1 specials live here at Backlash as now Bubba Ray spikes Braun Breaker, the former WWE champion. But Bronson Reed catches Bubba Ray lacking and he connects with a brutal powerbomb to the outside. Just when you thought maybe the Dudley boys might get some good momentum in their favor, Bronson Reed turns that stuff right around. You can see Braun Breaker is not happy. He is not happy by eating that DDT on that apron. And now Bronson Reed, what is he thinking about doing? Just going to toss him back inside the ring. Maybe hit him with a tsunami. See how Bubba Ray really feels after that. But these big clubbing blows will even set and kind of really send a message there. And it might be a knockout blow. We might see new World Tag Team Champions. But no, Bubba Ray not even going to allow that to get close. And now, oh goodness, big time back suplex. It folded Bronson Reed in half and he gets Braun Breaker back inside the ring. And Bubba Ray, bam, gets hit with a power slam. I believe he was going for a cutter. Didn't work out in his favor. Breaker from the high-risk district catches him with an elbow. Bubba Ray was trying to get a tag to Devon. Was not able to get there as we get a pinfall, but Devon right there to save the day. That was very impressive. That's about 3/4 away from where Braun Breaker was to be able to hit that. He's a freak athlete, ladies and gentlemen, and he showed that just moments ago. Here comes Braun Breaker with those strikes. Going to go for a scoop slam. No, he's not actually. Big time knee right to the hip area there of Bubba Ray. And now Braun Breaker with a side slam. He is trying to just decimate Bubba Ray move by move. And now Bubba Ray trying to get to the corner, trying to get to his brother, Devon Dudley. And Devon gets himself in the ring. A roll up here, trying to do any means necessary to retain the titles. But no, just a 1 count. And that honestly keeps the Vision on their toes there. As now Irish whip into the corner. Let's see what Braun and Bronson Reed can do here. This ain't good. Braun Breaker. Superplex into a tsunami. Tsunami there from Bronson Reed. New tag team champions. No. Bubba Ray breaks it up. Just when you thought it might be it was not enough to put away the Dudleys. And now into the corner we go. Now we get ourselves another tag team. And we're going to switch it up just from different men. Bronson Reed going to connect with a superplex. And now Braun Breaker with his version of a tsunami. Pinfall. Referee trying to get in position. 1, 2. Oh, so close. So close. 2.5. Dudley Boys almost losing this matchup. I don't know how much more they can take, but that's how damn good the Dudley Boys have been, ladies and gentlemen. Just a tag team that can deal with the punishment and sustain wins at the end of the day. But does it end tonight here at Backlash? As now Devon in a very bad spot here as a back body drop takes down Devon. Question is, do we see another tsunami versions from Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed in this matchup? Is the big man going off the ropes, going for a big boot? Devon roll all the way briefly, and now will look to capitalize as he tosses him into the corner, tosses him into the friendly corner. And this ain't good. This ain't a good spot to be for Bronson Reed. Oh, goodness. What a neck breaker from the second rope. That could be the knockout blow on him. Maybe if you throw him in the corner, go for maybe a 3D. This honestly could be enough. And look at Bronson Reed. He felt he was in trouble, just enough to get get dazed and confused once again. Pure adrenaline, I guess, at that moment. As now Devon. Oh, wait a minute. Bubba Ray. Just want him to inflict some more pain. As now Devon trying to set up Bubba Ray. Oh, and he accidentally hits his tag team partner. Ends up taking out Bubba and Bronson Reed there. We'll see if that was enough to retain the tag team championships tonight. As now Devon trying to get the crowd hyped up here, looking to get as much as possible in this matchup. As Devon looking to end this matchup. Devon from behind has him up. Down he goes. Vicious DDT. Is that enough? No, it is not. Breaker saves the day. The matchup continues. And Devon with a hard Irish whip into the corner. And Jessica Carr realizes she won't start her count just yet because Breaker, dazed and confused in the corner, might be playing some possum. Oh, now she's talking some trash to me like, hey, you're taking too long here. As Devon with those heavy strikes to Bronson Reed, trying to inflict as much pain to the big man. And now, oh, wait a minute. The Dudley Boys are going to take on Braun Breaker. Oh, goodness, a double flapjack maneuver. As now Bronson Reed realizes that Bubba Ray is tagged into this matchup. And now big man Bubba Ray looking to fly. Oh, goodness. I don't know why Bubba Ray would try to go for a I don't even know what you want to call that, a senton of sorts, maybe from the top rope. Didn't work out in his favor. Now he's going to eat a submission hold here at ringside. Bronson Reed put all that weight on the lower back, but luckily for Bubba Ray, he was able to power out of it. But the big question is how much more damage was done in that predicament as he runs right into the prime. It's a damn shame it shouldn't happen more. As now Bronson Reed, big time suplex, takes down Devon. And talking about the man that loves Prime, Logan Paul challenges for the United States Championship later on in the night. And could it be the night of the vision in the terms of winning the tag team championships and winning the U.S. championships? It is very well possible. Or will it be maybe an 0-for-2 night? As now Bubba Ray is thrown right into those steel steps. And oh goodness, all that weight right to the midsection there of Bubba. Let's see what Bronson Reed wants to do. He's got to toss him back inside the ring, and especially if he wants to win the tag team championships and do what Seth Rollins wants them to do here tonight. As he tosses him in the corner, Bronson Reed here. Here we go. We saw this earlier on tonight. Looking for another vicious tsunami, the Braun Breaker version. As a superplex coming from Bronson Reed into the Braun Breaker splash. Is that enough? As Devon breaks it up, the matchup will continue. And now, Breaker from the second rope, big time axe handle to the face, and now, the straps are down for the big man, Braun Breaker. And usually, if the straps are down, it means it is game time. The matchup is going to be officially over and done with, I believe, as Breaker just getting hit with a vicious elbow. Bubba Ray looking for a power bomb. Braun Breaker realizes he's in trouble, and he's able to slip right out of it. Into the corner you go. You got yourselves a 2-on-1 situation, and oh goodness, certainly you don't want your quad getting kicked out like that, because that can ruin your hamstrings amongst other things. Bubba Ray with a simple but effective clothesline takes down Breaker. We'll see if the Dudley Boys can get themselves a big win here to retain over the Vision. They certainly don't want to make the Vision certainly as a 3D enemies, I should say. 3D there to Braun Breaker into the pinfall. Is that enough to retain? It is not, due to Bronson Reed saving the day. The matchup will continue with a big elbow, or I should say head strike to the face there of Breaker. And now Breaker with the hard Irish whip into the corner. Let's see if he can inflict some more pain here. Anyone's matchup at this opportunity right now. As Breaker with a nice running knee right to the temple. Who is walking out with the World Tag Team Championships, ladies and gentlemen? As Bronson Reed potentially, unintentionally I should say, screwing his tag team partner there. Was trying to hit him with a forearm as Breaker tosses Devon into the corner. And now Breaker, big reversal from Devon. Just a stiff kick, really showing Braun what is exactly up here. And now Breaker gonna get himself another tag. Let's see what these two can do. Simple but effective. That's our mantra around here. Big axe handle right to the ribs. And now Reed. Oh no, this is not where you want to be. Big running senton to the ribs. Could be the knockout blow. Pinfall. One, not even a one count, as Bubba Ray again saves the match. These guys are not wanting to lose their tag team championships, and I don't blame them. There's a nice brain buster there from the challenger. And now we're going to see a tag to Braun Breaker, the former WWE champion, former NXT champion, man that is known for doing it all. Breaker just trying to take down Devon as much as possible. Is now Devon with a nice DDT, spiking him on his head. And that could be it, but Devon looking to get the tag to his other half. That to Bubba Ray. Bubba Ray realizes Braun's in trouble. He's got to pull him away from the ropes a little bit so Bronson Reed can't easily get to him. And just like that, Bronson Reed still breaks it up. Ultimately, who wants it more at the end of the day, man? This has been a hard-fought battle, ladies and gentlemen. We couldn't ask for a better tag team matchup. And now Bronson Reed gets a tag in, and so does Devon. Here comes Devon and Bronson Reed. Big STO from Devon. Devon looking to finish this matchup. He realizes that the Vision is in trouble right now. This might be the best opportunity for them to put away the Vision tonight. As Devon with these sharp elbows right across the face of Bronson Reed. And now into the pinfall. Simple but effective with those elbows. Is this enough to walk out victorious? No, Bronson Reed with a strong kick out. Gonna have to do a little bit more to put down Bronson Reed tonight. Trying to go for a tag. Devon wasn't able to get it because obviously Bronson Reed fell down in the corner there. And maybe that might help out Bronson Reed at the end of this matchup if they're able to become the new tag team champions. But we'll find out here whenever this matchup decides to finish. As now Devon, wait a minute, what is Devon thinking about doing from the top rope district? Looking for a superplex to Bronson Reed. Oh my goodness. Bronson Reed is not going to know where the hell he is at. He just took a vicious bump. But again, somehow, some way, Bronson Reed able to get himself out of that predicament. And now he has the momentum briefly here against Devon. And if you're Seth Rollins, you got to be like what you're seeing from Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. they've been putting on a heck of an effort in this challenge for the World Tag Team Championships, and they almost won it off that maneuver. And Reed cannot believe it. I don't know how much more both these teams can withstand, honestly. It's been a brutal matchup. And again, Braun Breaker going to get another opportunity at his version of the Tsunami. We got ourselves a superplex into the Breaker Tsunami. Is that enough to retain? No, it is not. And again, Bubba Ray right there to save the day. And now Breaker going to go up one more time here. What does he have in store? Breaker, his own, and again, Tsunami. Tsunami Central live here at Backlash. It's now Devon with a reversal into the corner. And Devon's like, you know what, screw it. I'm just going to go for the tag. Fresher man in this matchup tags in Devon, or Devon gets it to Bubba Ray. The running choke slam down goes Bubba. Let's see what Breaker wants to do. He's going to get himself a tag to Bronson Reed, the other big man in this group. I mean, I think if the Vision is able to have Bronson Reed hit the Tsunami instead of Breaker hitting it, it's going to do a lot more damage, and I think they become the new World Tag Team Champions. But certainly they're going to do what they feel is best. Big kick right to the midsection, trying to slow down Bubba Ray, but look at Bubba. Bubba now going to go with a sleeper. Wrestling 101 there, but there is a rope break. Bubba Ray not too happy about that, so he's going to bring in Devon now. Braun Breaker realizes he's in trouble as he gets tossed into the corner. Breaker now. Uh-oh. We saw this earlier. Time for the 3D in the middle of the ring here in London. Is that enough for the retainment of the World Tag Team Championships? It is not, as Bronson Reed saves the day. Big haymaker there from Bubba Ray, and then a big-time maneuver landing right on the tailbone there of Bronson, or I should say Braun Breaker, is now Breaker again trying to stir it up to his feet, and he's going to get hit with a pump-up cutter. That has to be it. 1, 2. No, Breaker kicks out. Breaker kicks out. I don't know how much more is left. Is now Bubba Ray trying to go to the well one more time. Breaker fighting out of it, and he does. And a spear! A spear from Braun Breaker. Is that enough? No, Devon breaks it up. Who honestly wants it more at the end of this night, man? It's going to have to be right place, right time. And certainly both sides have been at the right place, right time the whole time. And Bubba Ray's like, hey, you know what? I'll just get the tag. I'm not trying to force anything at this moment, the later stages of this match. And now Breaker with his own strikes here, trying to take down Devon. Tilt-a-whirl, side slam. Very powerful maneuver there from Breaker. He needs to do some more damage here in the later stages of this matchup. And here we go with the tag. Let's see what these two Vision members can do. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Roll up. Roll up. Is this going to be enough? Can you imagine this matchup ends like this? No. 2.5. It was very close to ending like that, but thankfully for this crowd, they probably didn't want it to end like that. I sure as heck didn't want it to end like that. And Bronson Reed not backing down from a fight, at least briefly. I thought he was going to go for the tag. Bronson Reed giving Devon too much time to recuperate, but luckily for Bronson Reed, it still was plenty of time for him to hit the maneuver. As now a running senton, but no, Devon gets the knees up. The knees are up there for Devon, and now Devon will look to capitalize. Here comes Devon with a amount of speed and connects with a clothesline. Now let's see what Devon wants to do right now. Seems like maybe get some exercise real quick with his tag team partner Bubba Ray there briefly. Is now Devon looking to go high risk here. Bronson Reed catches him though out of the sky. And we'll see what Bronson Reed can do to set up at this opportune time. Irish whip into the corner. The tensions are high right now from both sides. Who wants the World Tag Team Championships? And now here comes the tag. Bubba Ray, Devon. looking for another tag team maneuver. Going to connect with a double flapjack, takes down Bronson Reed. And for the amount of damage in this matchup, neither side has been busted open from that at least I can notice. There's a bunch of, welts and stuff on their faces and whatnot, but nothing too serious just yet. It's a big elbow once again from Bubba Ray, and now Bubba going to get tossed back into the corner. Bronson Reed going to get another tag here. And Braun Breaker, the big man, we're going to get involved here. Big axe handle once again. And now Breaker. Uh-oh. Oh, goodness. It was a brutal forearm strike, and now this is just, like we said, a back-and-forth matchup. What you want in the tag team division, but it shows that, two tag teams on the top of the world, and we have not seen this in a while. Big time flying headbutt right to the groin area. Normally we'd see what's up, but obviously Devon and Bubba Ray realize time is critical in this moment now. Breaker could be down and out. Luckily he was able to roll out briefly. I don't know how much more is left in all four guys. I've said that a couple minutes ago, but they just continue to show resiliency after resiliency in this matchup. And their tag team partners have been helping out quite a bit in this matchup, and that's what you love to see. There's some times where you don't see that too much. As another pinfall opportunity, will this be enough? And Bronson Reed right there to save the day, and I believe Jessica Carr inadvertently got taken out there. So this match, the next time we see a big time maneuver, you won't see the normal count because Jessica Carr is going to be a little slow to that count. This Breaker tosses Devon into the corner. Let's see what Braun Breaker can do. That damage to the head of Devon certainly will add up. Breaker maybe looking for a tag, and yes, he will. The big man, Bronson Reed, gets tagged in here. Oh, nice standing drop kick. Jessica Carr did confirm the tag, and there is another tag. Got Bubba Ray, Bronson Reed here. Is it big? Oh, goodness. That jumping forearm strike, I believe Bronson Reed is busted open. Yes, cut open the top of his forehead to connect with a big-time cross body to Bronson Reed. And now the Vision is in trouble right now. The Dudley Boys are like piranhas in the water right now. They're smelling blood. They feel like this could be at any time. Bubba Ray really just kind of toying with it. Now we will get a tag. And now, time for a good old-fashioned 3D. Once again, middle of the ring, dead center. And will that be enough to retain the tag team championships again? But no, the Vision continue to fight, scratch, and claw this matchup. I don't know how many more 3Ds both of these guys can take, but certainly it has been a night of it. And now, going to the well one more time, another 3D. Is that enough? 1, 2, 3. Dudley Boys retain over the Vision tonight. What a tag team matchup, ladies and gentlemen. Back and forth, but the Dudley Boys again continue to show you who dominates the tag team division. They showed that once again here tonight in Backlash. Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker just could not figure out how to put the Dudley Boys away here tonight. It was too much Dudley Boys with 3Ds and power bombs and anything in between. Breaker and Bronson Reed just could not get the job done at the end of the night. And there's that 3D at the very end to put this match away. Big win for the still World Tag Team Champions. Man, you thought maybe the Vision might be the best opportunity for them to do it, with especially how they've been running roughshod. But again, Dudley Boys too much. And big question is, who can stop them, or what can stop them, as we itch closer to Monday Night Raw.
The following is scheduled for one fall and is for the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship.
Now we move on to the Women's Intercontinental Championship over on Friday Night SmackDown, as it is AJ Lee being accompanied down to the ring with Mr. Money in the Bank, CM Punk. Can AJ Lee knock off Liv Morgan this time around? She did end up losing at WrestleMania for the Intercontinental Championship. Liv Morgan retained over AJ Lee. This time around, AJ Lee defeated Raquel Rodriguez, and Liv Morgan's like, you know what? You defeated my girl, Raquel Rodriguez. I'm going to step up to the plate for her, but this is the last time you get an Intercontinental Championship opportunity while I'm still Intercontinental Champion. So a lot of pressure going on in this matchup for AJ Lee, who obviously when she made that division, when she was Divas Champion a long, long time ago, she dealt with that pressure. She carried that division. Now tonight, can she win her first ever championship since coming back? Big question we are about to find out. Here is the Judgment Day make their way down to the ring. We've already seen one championship of the Judgment Day go out the window, with Damian Priest defeating Finn Balor. Now, will Liv Morgan lose her championship? We're about to find out. There is Dirty Dom watching on, going to come out here and support his girlfriend, Liv Morgan. And obviously, not last week on SmackDown, but the week before, we saw Liv Morgan eat a GTS by CM Punk, and so did Finn Balor. That would lead to Dominic Mysterio coming out and attacking CM Punk, and Dirty Dom would get the advantage, and then out of nowhere Damian Priest would attack Dominic Mysterio. So now all hell broke loose on Friday Night SmackDown as well, with Damian Priest and CM Punk picking up the victory. And we'll see how tonight's festivities will fare in this big time singles match. And it seems like Liv Morgan just soaking this up right now. Obviously a big win at WrestleMania will now look to put AJ Lee away for good and have her boy Dominic Mysterio at ringside. And this crowd is booing the snot out of these two men. These two, they're just despicable. They do not care whatsoever about these two. But it is for the Women's Intercontinental Championship, ladies and gentlemen. A big, big moment here for both AJ Lee and Liv Morgan. Especially Liv Morgan wants to continue being Women's Intercontinental Champion. She's going to have to put away one of the best to ever do it, and that being AJ Lee. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for your Intercontinental Championship to be defended. Who is walking out with that Women's Intercontinental Championship, and who is going on the go-home show of SmackDown as the Women's Intercontinental Champion? Referee Charles Robinson, he's already had a long night as it is, being a part of that ambulance match that we saw to begin tonight at Backlash, with Solo Sikoa defeating Jacob Fatu. And now he'll be in this matchup determining who will be walking out with this championship. It's AJ Lee just really working on Liv Morgan right now. And this is probably a good thing for AJ Lee. Slow down, Liv Morgan. You don't need to go to her pace. You go at your own pace. AJ Lee, she came back at the Royal Rumble, number 30. Did not obviously win the Rumble, but, she'd eventually be a part of the Chamber matchup as well, where Liv Morgan would become the new Women's Intercontinental Champion. And then certainly at WrestleMania, it came down to that as a big running knee missed, and Liv Morgan able to capitalize. But then it eventually lead to Liv Morgan and AJ Lee at WrestleMania. AJ Lee would lose to Liv Morgan. Liv retained. And then obviously We're here at Backlash. Now we're going to see how AJ Lee fares trying the second time around for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. As now AJ Lee from the second rope. I don't know if she can hit this. Oh, she may have been able to hit that, but Liv Morgan was able to roll it the way. She bounces off the ropes, and now good old-fashioned head scissors takedown there of AJ Lee. Into the pinfall. Referee is in position, but not even a 1 count. Going to have to take a little bit more to put down AJ Lee tonight. Now, good old-fashioned feeling out process between both of these women right now. Again, slowing down the matchup. If you're just tuning in right now, CM Punk and Dirty Dominic Mysterio are at each other's corners here. Really supporting each other's girlfriends/wives in this matchup. Obviously, AJ Lee CM Punk not afraid to send a message to Liv Morgan. Obviously, like we mentioned before, hitting a GTS on SmackDown a couple weeks ago. In the process of taking out, obviously, Liv Morgan and Finn Balor. With the kendo stick getting involved, Charles Robinson getting that kendo stick out of the ring as soon as possible. And now Liv Morgan with a code breaker. Code breaker out of nowhere. Takes down AJ Lee. Is that enough to retain the championship? No, 2.5. The matchup continues. And if you're Liv Morgan, you cannot continue to stay frustrated. You got to continue coming at her, and she does. Big time oblivion out of nowhere. Is that enough this time around? No, it is not again. 2.5. Scratching and clawing is the name of the game, and AJ Lee eating all the strikes and trying almost like finishing maneuvers of sorts. And a nice kick to the face there of Liv. And AJ Lee's got to start hitting some big time maneuvers in her own right now, as these big boots will certainly help out with the sneakers that she's wearing. Is a big boot into the corner. Almost like a good old fashioned broski boot to the face, as now looking for that, maybe that Black Widow. But now Liv Morgan, one step ahead, knew exactly what was going to be coming her way. And now Liv, what does she have in store here for AJ? She may be setting up Oblivion, maybe? Nope, she's just going to dissect her, work on the middle of that back. As obviously Liv Morgan has different variations of Oblivion, she very well could have hit it, but it seems like she wants to continue this matchup a little bit longer. It's a big time frog splash. Well, shades out to her boyfriend, Dirty Dominic Mysterio, with that frog splash, but it wasn't enough, as Dirty Dom again taking the top turnbuckle off. And we'll see if Liv Morgan uses it to her advantage. Liv, maybe she didn't see it. It's a big spinning leg kick. And now AJ, this is the opportunity she wants. Looking for the Black Widow, maybe? No, she's going to go for the shiny wizard. The shiny wizard out of nowhere. Is that enough? No, 2.5. That could have been the best moment to walk out with the Women's Intercontinental Championship. And now, AJ Lee. Oh, we got ourselves almost like a crossface here, looking to make Liv Morgan tap out, center of the ring, but AJ Lee letting go of it, and referee Charles Robinson sees the top turnbuckle exposed, and he's going to look to fix it right now. And now AJ Lee, high risk, high reward, right behind the referee's back. Missile drop kick takes down the champion. And now AJ telling Liv to get up to her feet as CM Punk cheers her on. Is this the moment? We're expecting her to win the championship. That kick was just enough to take down Liv just even a little bit. And now, oh goodness, nice running forearm there. And now AJ Lee, here we go. Is this the defining moment AJ Lee wants? No, it is not. Liv Morgan able to move out the way. And we'll see how Liv, oh, she's spinning the ropes here. Ew, goodness, what a kick. Very innovative of walking the ropes there from Liv Morgan. And now, look at these unprotected punches to the face of AJ Lee. Don't want to take too many more of those, or you're going to get yourself a broken nose real quick like. And now, Liv Morgan running off the ropes into a code breaker. Different variations of that code breaker. Liv Morgan not done. She's looking to inflict some more pain. Down goes AJ Lee into the pinfall. More than likely, that's enough. 2, 3. Liv Morgan retains over AJ Lee. Tough matchup for AJ Lee. She put on a clinic in this matchup, but she just was not enough to put away Liv Morgan. And Liv Morgan, ever since winning that Women's Intercontinental Championship, she has been very, very impressive, to say the least. AJ Lee just could not survive her. There was a time in the matchup where AJ Lee, she was setting up maybe for a Shining Wizard of sorts. Maybe, we're not really too sure. But she was setting it up for it. And Liv Morgan was able to move out the way, connect with some leg kicks, and eventually would put down AJ Lee at the end of this matchup. Here's Liv Morgan going high risk with her frog splash, little shades of her boyfriend there. But right here, AJ Lee fighting back, scratching, big leg kick there to the face. And then eventually Liv Morgan would get to the big time oblivion out of nowhere and would retain her Women's Intercontinental Championship. Congratulations to the one that says watch me. Liv Morgan retains her Intercontinental Championship.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the WWE United States Championship.
And now it is time for your one-on-one contest for the men's United States Championship, pardon me. My mind is all over the place. It's been one heck of a night live here in France. And up next, we got, like we mentioned, the men's United States Championship. Logan Paul looking to bring some championship gold to the Vision. Earlier on tonight, the Vision were not able to win the tag team championships. The Dudley Boys ended up beating the Vision earlier on tonight, and we'll see how this matchup fares for Logan Paul. He does have Austin Theory here at ringside with him. Will that be enough to help him win the U.S. Championship? It's a big opportunity for this young man, Logan Paul. He's only been in WWE for a couple years now, but certainly you got to believe, I mean, he's up there with a lot of these superstars with how fast he has learned this business. It's very impressive. And a lot of people don't like him because he's cut corners and all this other stuff and didn't grow up in the business or, pay his dues, quote unquote. But certainly, you got to throw it up there for Logan Paul with how he's not bad. He's not bad at all. As Randy Orton, the U.S. champion, will look to bring him down a peg here tonight for this U.S. championship. Randy Orton not bowing down to anyone, especially the Vision. Randy Orton is U.S. champion for a reason, and certainly he's got plenty of years left, I believe, as long as he doesn't get injured anymore. I believe Randy Orton can do a lot of big things here in WWE still. And certainly being U.S. champion, that's a major thing. He retained it there at Wrestlemania. He retained it the night after on Monday Night Raw, and then certainly Logan Paul's been a pain in his ass for a little bit of time now. So now Randy Orton has to deal with Logan Paul and the Vision. And certainly it seems like everyone is having to almost deal with the Vision. If it's the men's division or the women's division, everyone's having to deal with it. And certainly Randy Orton, he's had his fair share of numbers games throughout his career, but now this time around, he's having to deal with a numbers game against him, and it is with Logan Paul and Austin Theory. But Randy Orton, he's one of the best to ever do it. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer, and certainly he knows how to deal with those situations that when he might possibly be outnumbered. So he's certainly ready. He's not looking past Logan Paul whatsoever. He's got to be very, very ready in the terms of having to deal with Austin Theory at ringside. And now it is time, ladies and gentlemen, for the U.S. Championship to be defended. Will it be Logan Paul's opportunity tonight? It's a big-time opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, especially for Logan Paul against one of the best to ever do it. We're going to see how he can fare against the Viper. Referee rings the bell. Here we go. And no, look, what's Randy thinking about doing? We got ourselves a submission hold here early. The very first maneuver. Very rare to see a submission hold the very first part of the matchup. But hey, take your opponent off guard. Why not? It's a big splash there from the Maverick Logan Paul. Social media influencer turned WWE superstar. He has turned WWE on its head and will now look to win the U.S. Championship. And obviously, if Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins are having you a part of this vision group, certainly you're doing something right. They see something in Logan Paul, especially with Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker, Austin Theory, who is at ringside. Obviously, and even obviously his wife, Becky Lynch. Obviously, there's a lot of part of that group that they're looking to not be something that only lasts a couple months. This is a thing that could last for years, possibly, if done right. As Orton trying to decide what he wants to do. He's going to climb the top rope here, telling Paul to get up to his feet. Randy Orton from the top rope, big axe handle, takes down the Maverick. And now Orton with a submission hold here, right in front of the referee, Charles Robinson, but the matchup will continue. Logan Paul was able to easily get out of that. Nice dodge there, but Logan Paul still staying on the offensive, not going to allow Orton to get himself back in this matchup whatsoever. And look at Orton, he's fired up here. If you're Logan Paul, you got to change the momentum of this matchup quickly. And that's what that's what exactly you got to do right there. Turned him inside out with that clothesline and almost beat him there. There's a vicious maneuver there from Logan Paul, and that really loosened up some cobwebs in the head of Randy Orton. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but certainly that's what Logan Paul needed. You don't want a fired up Viper running around here, because if not, or if you do, certainly it's going to be a short matchup, and we're going to see an easy retainment from the Viper Randy Orton. And Orton already going to that place. Are we going to see an RKO here? Orton, RKO! RKO to Logan Paul. Is this enough? 2. Oh, so close. So close to defeating Logan Paul. That's what we were talking about, ladies and gentlemen, especially on the most recent edition of Monday Night Raw when we saw Randy Orton teaming up with Royce Keys to take on the vision of Logan Paul and Austin Theory. It's going to be the battle of who can hit their maneuvers out of nowhere the most. Obviously, Logan Paul has that devastating right hook to the face, and Randy Orton has that devastating RKO out of nowhere. So it's just really about who can hit their finishing maneuver out of nowhere at the most convenient time. And Orton so far hit his most at the most convenient time, just was not able to finish Logan Paul at that moment. And right now, Logan Paul has to get himself back in it. It's a pinfall opportunity. Will this be enough already? No, it won't. 2.5. For the Viper, you gotta continue to scratch and claw at Logan Paul. Logan Paul's a nifty person in the terms of just able to get himself out of a lot of predicaments. As now a Irish whip into the corner. Let's see what Logan Paul can set up. He's got to inflict some pain on the Viper right now. Austin Theory, I thought maybe got in the head of Randy because he turned around pretty quickly, but just like that, big clothesline takes down the challenger. Logan Paul getting this opportunity by winning a Battle Royal on Monday Night Raw a couple weeks back. Right now, Randy Orton is running circles around Logan Paul right now. Into another pinfall opportunity. Hook of the leg, dead center in the ring. 2. No, 2.5. You can sense the frustration maybe in Randy Orton as Randy looking for another RKO here. Another RKO, dead center. And that's got to be the knockout blow, I believe. 2. No, it is not. 2.5. Logan Paul just kicked out of 2. 2 RKOs. And Orton frustrated, as he should be. I mean, I hate to say it, but like Logan Paul's fighting, even though he's getting decimated here, and now he's getting every limb in his body knocked out. And oh goodness, big stomp to the face, and now Orton looking for a 3rd RKO. Orton, 3rd RKO. Logan Paul's busted open. There's no way he kicks out of a 3rd one, right? 2, 3. Orton on fire tonight, decimates Logan Paul and the Vision. Logan Paul just could not get anything going, ladies and gentlemen. That is the Viper, Randy Orton, one of the best to ever do it. He came out here focused, and it took a little bit more than he wanted to take tonight, but he got the job done. And Randy Orton, it took 3 RKOs at the end of the night to put down Logan Paul, and he is still your U.S. champion tonight. Too bad Logan Paul couldn't get something going. Theory was not much of a nuisance at ringside either, besides, here and there, but didn't really distract Randy Orton at all in this matchup. That's right here. This is where Logan Paul would get busted wide open. Bam! Cut on that mat, and it was all she wrote. This is where Orton would stomp away, and I believe actually it was this RKO that made Logan Paul bleed right there. Probably busted open that nose, but it did not matter. Randy Orton dominated as U.S. champion, ladies and gentlemen. And right now, this might be the best we've seen Randy Orton in quite some time, especially as the U.S. champion. Congratulations once again goes out to Randy Orton with a hard-fought win over Logan Paul tonight. And now we have reached our second to last match of the evening, and it is for the Women's Tag Team Championships, as it is Nia Jax and Lash Legend. They are now known as the Irresistible Forces here in WWE. These two women are very brutal, and they've shown it to Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. And certainly these two absolutely feeling themselves in this matchup already. Certainly they had their sights set on winning the Tag Team Championships a couple weeks ago. They attacked Bianca and Jade Cargill before the scheduled Women's Tag Team Championship match. Well, only a couple minutes into it, we would see a draw, a double countout. And, well, that kind of screwed everything, but it would lead to eventually a Women's Tag Team Championship match announced for Backlash. But recently, on Monday Night Raw, we saw Jade Cargill and Lash Legend go at it in a very competitive matchup. Lash Legend putting on a show, but Jade Cargill showed exactly why she's a former WWE Women's Champion, former Women's World Champion, and she is the current Miss Money in the Bank for Monday Night Raw, so she can cash in anytime, any place, anywhere. And I guarantee you she has her sights on that championship very, very soon, but right now she's dealing with it in the tag team division. And there she is. It is Jade Cargill in that Women's Tag Team Championship. It took her and Bianca a little bit of time to finally win the Tag Team Gold, but they finally have done it, and now having to deal with Nia Jax and Lash Legend, it has not been easy. No matchup has been easy for Jade and Bianca, but they have shown that they've been able to work quite well together. And like we've mentioned before, Jade, she's done it all, it seems like, early on in her career. And she even has that Money in the Bank briefcase as well, so it's not like Jade Cargill is going to be going anywhere. ladies and gentlemen. She is staying in the limelight for sure. Even if she's the women's tag team champion, she has that Money in the Bank briefcase, so she's not leaving that main event picture any time soon. Herself and Bianca Belair, just two top women amongst other women there on Monday Night Raw. Just absolute brutes. And when I say brutes, it's just how tough they are. Especially having to deal with Nia Jax and Lash Legend. It's been tough, like I've said. As there is Bianca Belair, Women's U.S. Champion and Women's Tag Team Champion. And we're going to see Bianca Belair on Saturday night's main event as she is scheduled to take on Nikki Bella for that Women's U.S. Championship. Nikki Bella winning a fatal 5-way battle royal to determine what is next for Bianca Belair, and I'm really looking forward to that matchup. Nikki Bella, a WWE Hall of Famer, and then you got Bianca Belair, who is still in her prime, still kicking ass, and you got the current versus, you could say, the past of sorts, but certainly going to be a really good women's tag team matchup. And for Saturday night's main event, they have a lot of good women's matches coming your way. Like I mentioned, Bianca versus Nikki Bella for the Women's U.S. Championship. We got ourselves a triple threat women's matchup as Rhea Ripley defends against Tiffany Stratton and Naomi, as well as Becky Lynch defends her Women's World Championship against Charlotte Flair. So, plenty of big-time matches coming your way, but we still got to finish Backlash tonight. A lot of ramifications coming out of this event for both Raw and SmackDown, and it also depends on what happens tonight here at Backlash, what the tag team division looks like. Could we see new tag team champions in Nia Jax and Lash Legend?
Introducing the challengers, the team of Lash Legend and Nia Jax. And their opponents, the team of Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair.
And it looks like we are ready, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for the Women's Tag Team Championships as it's Lash Legend versus Jade Cargill to begin. Referee rings the bell. Here we go. And we already got the taste of this on Monday Night Raw recently, like with what we mentioned, Lash Legend putting up a great test against Jade Cargill. And Lash Legend just coming up a bit short in that matchup. And Lash, there's a couple times in that matchup, she got reversed, and it just turned out to be a little too late in that matchup to try to come back, and Jade Cargill was just too much. As over the top rope you go, Jade Cargill has not forgotten about Nia Jax as she brings her back inside the ring, and now was looking to inflict some pain, but Nia Jax, she did not want to have any of it. Now this turns the trajectory of this match on its head as Lash Legend and company get the upper hand now. And look at Lash just stomping away right across the chest area there of Jade Cargill. As now from the second rope, big axe handle there from Lash Legend. And let's see how the Irresistible Forces fare in this matchup. Big pinfall, but just a 1 count early on. And I like that, the Irresistible Forces. That is a big name for both women, and I think certainly can go somewhere. And it could be the first night that they become the tag team champions. It just really depends. Now Jade Cargill, what is she thinking about doing? She had some thoughts about maybe a springboard maneuver, but luckily for Jade, she thought against it early on here and will look to inflict some pain as a nice powerbomb maneuver there to Lash Legend. Jade Cargill all fired up, but it gives Lash Legend an opportunity to get herself a tag, and Nia Jax got herself tagged in, and now both women are going at it back and forth here. Nia Jax like, are you kidding me? Your strikes don't affect me. As they fall away slam. No, we just got reversed by Jade Cargill. Very innovative reversal. And as this matchup continues, ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, live here at Backlash, in the main event, it is the World Heavyweight Champion, Mark Henry, who won the Royal Rumble, went on to WrestleMania, to main event WrestleMania, took that World Championship from Drew McIntyre. Then, at Monday Night Raw, the very first Raw of 2026, defeated Brock Lesnar to retain that World Championship. And then, the Vision set his sights on him. He defends against the megastar LA Knight, who won a #1 contenders match due to the help of Mark Henry in that matchup. And then we saw on Monday Night Raw, Mark Henry and Seth Rollins go at it, and Mark Henry stole a victory by putting his legs on the ropes to keep Seth Rollins down. And then we saw a brief encounter to end Monday Night Raw between LA Knight and Mark Henry. This is a big time moment for LA Knight. His first ever World Championship opportunity. It's here in Backlash. Could we see two new World Champions? Damian Priest knocked off Finn Balor earlier tonight in a shocking result. But if you think at it realistically, it makes perfect sense. Finn Balor has had his sights on CM Punk too much. He has not really given Damian Priest much of a sight of sorts. And that screwed him. Finn Balor ended up screwing himself. And then tonight, I mean, Mark Henry can't look past LA Knight, but if you look at it, it should be, it should, as a nice combination here from Bianca and Jade. But if you look at it realistically, Mark Henry is going to have the upper hand on LA Knight. But there's just so many things going on with the Vision and everything else here on Monday Night Raw. Sami Zayn, the Money in the Bank briefcase holder. There's so much going on. You just don't know what may happen. Brock Lesnar, Sami Zayn, the Vision. All hell has broken loose on this Monday Night Raw roster. As into a pinfall after Bianca hits that big maneuver. Is that enough? No. Just a 1 count. The matchup will continue. And then when it comes to, going to the women's side of things real quick, obviously in the Monday Night Raw side, you got Becky and Charlotte continuing their rivalry. It obviously became more intense after certainly the the addition of Becky Lynch to the Vision now. And we're going to see Becky Lynch and Charlotte go at it live there at Saturday night's main event next week. But then you got Jade Cargill, Miss Money in the Bank. What opportune time would it be to cash in that Money in the Bank briefcase? I mean, a lot of big things going on in these divisions, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of big things that, it really depends on what the Money in the Bank winners want to do. And now Jade showing you some agility here. Into a big, or at least trying to go for a pump kick. Lash Legend ain't going to allow that to happen. And now Lash, what is she thinking? Not going to go for the tag. She's going to take her sweet time. She's talking some trash, but she might be giving Jade Cargill enough time to get back in. But luckily for her, Jade Cargill was still a little bit of knockout, kind of seeing her own stars, essentially. And now Lash again going to continue the momentum that she has. Oh, as soon as I say that, big reversal from Jade. If I'm Jade, I just get the heck out of that corner there. Just do not want to be cut off by those two irresistible forces. As a nice back suplex there from Jade. And now Jade Cargill, let's see if she can continue off that big back suplex. That really folded Lash in half. And now a big boot. Slowly but surely, Jade Cargill has got the tag team back in, at least back in this matchup, slowly but surely. I mean, we'd probably not have to hear the end of it if Nia Jax and Lash Legend end up walking out with the tag team championships tonight. Certainly, especially with how good Nia Jax and Bianca Belair are. And now, let's see what these two women, they're saying the end is near here, as they both have them up. Down goes Jade Cargill. Is that going to be the knockout factor? Pinfall 2. Bianca barely there in time to break it up at a 2. That was a great tandem maneuver there. That very well could have been a 3 count if Bianca didn't break that up. As now both women cutting off the ring. That's a good idea. They've done damage to Jade Cargill. You got to keep it up. And now Lash. Oh, goodness. Nice back breaker there. Just trying to inflict as much pain, especially to that back of Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill's not even going to be able to pick any of them out with the amount of damage she's got into the back there. As an impressive scoop slam, takes down Lash, and now thinks Jade is going to look to get a tag. Yes, she will. Here comes the current women's U.S. champion. And if you're Nikki Bella here, you got to be certainly watching that as Bianca Belair using her hair as an objective there. You can't say weapon of sorts because the referee didn't disqualify her, so certainly gotta be careful there with that. The whip of her hair, you could hear it from the cheap seats, but man. And now a moonsault there to Lash into the pinfall. Is that enough for the retainment of the U.S. or of the Women's Tag Team Championships? It is not. That referee got hit in the process of when Bianca and Lash were going at it briefly there, so he's still trying to recover. And now the military press deadlift slam here coming your way. Look at Bianca Belair. That is so impressive. And now here comes Jade Cargill. Going to look to pick up the scraps here on Lash Legend. And the Irish up in the corner. Going to cut off the ring like Nia and Lash did just a little bit ago. Good strategy. Now Lash, throws her into the corner. Big pump kick. Trying to break the face, trying to break the jaw of Bianca Belair. Is that enough for new champions too? Ooh, Bianca kicking out at 2. Jade Cargill would have been right there to break it up no matter what, I believe. And now Bianca with a stiff spear takes down Lash. Very good competitive tag team match on display here in Backlash. You know, we saw this a little bit ago. Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, gonna go with a DDT into the wheelbarrow takedown slam there of Lash Legend into the pinfall opportunity right in front of Nia Jax. Is this enough to retain? Yes, it is. Still, women's tag team champions Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. This was not Lash Legends and Nia Jax night, unfortunately. And with that retainment, still your women's tag team champions. Give some time for Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair to celebrate here tonight in France. Excuse me. Still dealing with being sick, ladies and gentlemen, so I do apologize with my voice at times. But still, what a match! You know, Lash and Nia Jax certainly, you know, it showed you why there's a lot of potential with this tag team. 2 powerhouses, but Jade and Bianca, they're very good. Not only as singles competitors, as that whip there on Lash Legend, but, you know, just as a tag team, they're going to get even better. Is that big boot? I honestly thought that could have been a knockout blow. Lash here. Let's see how close this was. Jade Cargill would have broken this up anyway, but it was a close 2. But eventually that wheelbarrow slam, DDT wheelbarrow, and it ends up getting them the victory to retain. Here tonight, live at France, ladies and gentlemen. And up next, we're going to see what they are going to be doing on the go-home shows of Raw and SmackDown this week, because Bianca defends the U.S. Championship live there at Saturday night's main event against Nikki Bella.
The following is scheduled for one fall and is for the World Heavyweight Championship.
And ladies and gentlemen, it is time for your main event of the evening. We have finally made the main event, as it is the Megastars moment. It is LA Knight taking on the world's strongest man, Mark Henry. This is his second world title defense. First time was obviously the very first Monday Night Raw when Mark Henry defeated Brock Lesnar to retain that championship. He won it at WrestleMania. He defeated Brock Lesnar the night after. And then he's been having to deal with The Vision, Sami Zayn as well. Mark Henry does not give a damn who's in his way for that championship. But now you have a different competitor now has wedged his way after defeating Seth Rollins due to the help of Mark Henry at that time. Now, LA Knight gets himself an opportunity for that World Heavyweight Championship. We've already seen one new champion tonight, and that being Damian Priest. Is it LA Knight's moment? He's going to have to go through the world's strongest man and the owner of the Hall of Pain. That is Mark Henry. This man is brutal as he is. I mean, this is going to be... I think early it's going to be an onslaught by Mark Henry. And I hate to say that about LA Knight, but Mark Henry, he's a powerful dude. He's a super heavyweight. It's not a man you can just go up there and try to pick up. It's a thing where it's going to be over the longevity of a matchup. The longer this matchup goes, will favor LA Knight, but I think Mark Henry still is in phenomenal shape. And when he starts, hitting those powerful maneuvers like the world's strongest splash, the world's strongest slam, it just takes so much out of you. And he's one of the world's strongest people in the world still. So certainly Mark Henry, this is going to be a big-time title defense, but still, it sure as hell will not be easy. And I honestly don't know who is going to be able to knock off Mark Henry to become World Heavyweight Champion. Yes, Sami Zayn has that Money in the Bank briefcase, but Sami Zayn is going to have to pick the best opportunity to do that, because I don't see Sami Zayn just like, on a random Raw or a random PLE, like, I'm challenging for the championship. He's going to have to almost steal it, essentially. But we'll see what Sami Zayn wants to do. Does he cash in tonight? He teased cashing it on Monday Night Raw, but didn't do it.
Introducing the challenger from Los Angeles, California, weighing in at 241 pounds, LA Knight. And his opponent from Silsbee, Texas, weighing in at 362 pounds, the World Heavyweight Champion, the world's strongest man, Mark Henry.
Mark Henry, he's so focused right now. He doesn't even care about that announcement of this World Heavyweight introduction. But we'll see how the second defense goes here for Mark Henry. It is the megastar LA Knight versus Mark Henry. Can LA Knight do the unthinkable and walk out World Heavyweight Champion? Referee has officially rung the bell, and Mark Henry coming right out of the gate, but LA Knight not going to deter him. He's ready to go for a clothesline, and LA Knight's like, oh crap, okay, I got to rethink things. Got to really figure out things early on. There's a big headbutt there from Mark Henry. This is going to be a tough test. Mark Henry, certainly, like we said, in great shape, and certainly he was able to walk out victorious at the Royal Rumble, walk out the new Royal Rumble winner, out surviving 29 other superstars to win the Royal Rumble, goes on to WrestleMania, defeats Drew McIntyre for the World Heavyweight Championship, and then, obviously, he takes out Sami Zayn, who wasn't trying to cash in, he was trying to show him some respect. Mark Henry didn't see that as that, and, well, destroyed Sami Zayn that night. Then on Monday Night Raw, Sami Zayn would come out once again and say, how disappointed that Mark Henry, did that. Mark Henry would attack Sami Zayn again, leading to Brock Lesnar to coming out. Then obviously Mark Henry, Brock Lesnar would go at it for the World Heavyweight Championship that same night, and Mark Henry would defeat Brock Lesnar to retain the World Heavyweight Championship. And then we'd kind of be introduced by the new vision of obviously Seth Rollins and Austin Theory, Logan Paul, Braun Breaker, and Bronson Reed even further. And talking about those guys, they struggled tonight, but still, I mean, There's a lot going on in the World Heavyweight Championship picture. A lot of people are coming after Mark Henry in that championship. There's a big boot there from LA Knight, and this is what LA Knight needs to do. He needs to keep Mark Henry on the mat. You got to keep him down. If he wants to become World Heavyweight Champion tonight, you got to inflict as much damage as possible. You cannot let him get up to his feet, LA Knight. That's a bad idea. I understand you're striking him down. Oh, there you go. LA Knight with a neck breaker. There you go. Slowly but surely. This could be the night LA Knight wants. LA Knight from the second rope. He boosted himself to the top and he connected with a beautiful strike over the top rope onto Mark Henry. 2. Ooh, very close. Almost was able to knock off Mark Henry. Could you imagine the upset? I guarantee you there's probably, if everyone's realistic in this arena and watching at home, probably people are probably thinking it's a probably 90-10 split, honestly, given Mark Henry the 90% and LA Knight the 10%. They just, I don't expect LA Knight. He's going to put up a fight, but it is just, Mark Henry is just too much at times. As now Mark Henry going to try to pick up LA Knight, looking for the world's strongest slam, and he hit it dead straight in the middle of the ring. That might be it. 2. No, big strong kick out from the megastar. 2.5. I'm not sure how much more LA Knight can take, especially with a maneuver like that, like a world's strongest slam. As now off the ropes we go. Both men running into each other. Big dodge there from LA Knight, but now Mark Henry still has the advantage. In key situations like that, LA Knight's got to be able to capitalize. As, oh no. Uh-oh. Mark Henry going up to the second rope. LA Knight's got to move, but he doesn't. All that weight dropped on the chest once again. And a big, strong kick out from LA Knight. And his chest has got to be bruised, man. As Mark Henry again off the ropes. Going to catch LA Knight, but no, Knight continuing to fight here. Uh-oh, BFT! BFT! Middle of the ring! Is this enough? 2! Ooh, 2.5. That BFT out of nowhere, pardon me, was almost what he needed. As now Mark Henry's busted wide open. LA Knight has him right where he wants him. Is this going to be the moment he needs? LA Knight, another BFT! Is this the moment LA Knight wants? 2! No, Henry kicks out. And that was probably the last opportunity LA Knight had in this matchup to win the World Heavyweight Championship, ladies and gentlemen, as the springboard dropkick misses. That probably was the last moment LA Knight had, ladies and gentlemen, and oh no. It is a striking battle. LA Knight does not want to do this, ladies and gentlemen. This is a bad, bad idea. I personally would not want to get in a striking battle between these two. At least with Mark Henry, the world's strongest man. I personally think it's a bad idea, especially with the amount of damage LA Knight has done with Mark Henry. You do not want to give him even the slightest bit of confidence in this striking battle. Mark Henry, some of those strikes, you got to think it's almost like having a frying pan hit you in the face or something, because damn, like those strikes hurt. And uh-oh, wait a minute, Henry, big time scoop slam, and oh no, world's strongest splash on LA Knight. Oh no, this may be all she wrote. Mark Henry looking for the world's strongest slam, but no, LA Knight turns it into a different position, and now big punches to the midsection. LA Knight going for a big boot, and Mark Henry moved out the way. Mark Henry staying alive momentarily. Big time scoop slam. Back and forth we go, and uh-oh, Henry might be signaling the end is near for LA Knight. Uh-oh, what is Henry thinking about doing here? He has him on the ropes here, literally and figuratively. And now, off the top of the rope. Oh, goodness, big boot. And yes, LA Knight's being busted wide open, ladies and gentlemen. The right side of his, or no, that's the left side of his face. Mark Henry, oh my goodness, this is going to get ugly quickly here. LA Knight's got to figure out something right now, because Mark Henry, he's gotten more brutal here in the last minute or so. And Mark Henry, rubbing it in this face here in France here tonight. This could be it, ladies and gentlemen. Mark Henry, no, LA Knight fighting back out of it. LA Knight, BFT, BFT, is that enough? Shoulders are down. 2, 3, LA Knight's done it. LA Knight has done it. New World Heavyweight Champion. Are you kidding me? Holy crap. I personally didn't give him a chance. I said that it was a 90-10 split. LA Knight, I was expecting him to put up a good fight, but I was not expecting him to knock off Mark Henry and become the new World Heavyweight Champion. But LA Knight has done everything that people have said that he couldn't do. Be on top of a division, be on top of the company, and that is what happened tonight here on Backlash. LA Knight is your new World Heavyweight Champion. There was instances, especially in the final moments, I thought, after LA Knight got busted open by a big boot to the face, to the outside, and Henry was getting more aggressive, I just thought Mark Henry was going to be able to defeat him, but LA Knight would hit a reversal, and eventually that last BFT in the middle of that ring, it would be the knockout blow eventually. Look at the back and forth there between both of those men. But this World's Strongest Splash, man, this was vicious as well. Watch this, all this to the ribs, man. He hit all of that. And then these guys would go back and forth. Knight with a quick gut punch. Bam! Right there, BFT, middle of that ring. Let's just make sure the shoulders were down here. 2, 3. LA Knight, man, picking up an upset victory. He is your new World Heavyweight Champion to end Backlash. What a shocking turn of events at Backlash.